was so urgent about it that you had to see me immediately?
It's about the tape.
Another tape?
No. The one that Andy Ferris was about to play the night he was murdered.
Oh, that tape. The one you said didn't exist.
It exists, all right.
So then everything Lou Jack says is...
It's all the truth. Lieutenant, I'm here to confess that I'm responsible for Andy Ferris blowing up Lou Jack's club.
This is Assistant Police Commissioner John Whalen. And Kenneth Stern from the State Attorney General's office.
Given the controversial nature of the Lubanacek case, both the Commissioner and the Attorney General wanted representatives here to get to the bottom of this.
I see.
You are here to change your testimony, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I want to point out to you, Mr. Spaulding, that you're exposing yourself to serious charges of perjury.
Yes, sir, I realize that.
Not to mention conspiracy to commit arson and obstruction of justice.
I am willing to take the consequences of telling the truth.
Looks like he's determined to open this can of worms, Ken. All right, son. Let's have the details.
I just have one condition before I tell my whole story.
And what's that?
I want Beth Raines to be here to hear it.
Ready to tell the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Miss Raines, this is Mr. Whalen from the Commissioner's office.
How are you?
Hello.
And Mr. Stern, representing the State Attorney General.
How do you do?
Are you ready, Mr. Spaulding?
As ready as I'll ever be. Well, you know most of the story from court.
Well, just tell us again, in your own words.
Well, it all started when I wanted to keep Lou Jack's club from opening. I hired Andy Ferris to underbid most of the competition so that he would get the job as general contractor. That way he could be there and keep making trouble on the site.
And did he?
Yes, he did. But Floyd and Lou Jack were going to open the place anyway. I hadn't counted on them being so persistent. So I told Ferris just to do whatever it took.
You mean blow the place up?
No. I never meant for arson. I never meant for anybody to be hurt.
All right, let's move on. What about the tape?
Yeah. That was a custom order. Made for India. My wife only buys the best.
Could you explain that, please?
Yeah. India found out about my deal with Ferris. So she paid him to get me to talk about it and then made a tape incriminating me.
You mean your own wife actually initiated this?
She wasn't my wife at the time. That's how she got to be my wife.
You mean this woman had a tape made, compromising you in order to
Blackmail me into marriage, yes. Some choice I had, huh? Marriage or a prison term for arson.
Well, did she make good on her threat?
I'm married, aren't I? Sometimes I wish I'd chosen prison instead.
Oh, this is a real doozy. I thought I've heard some
When was the
stories.
alleged time of this blackmail?
Last fall. We were married at the end of November.
And you're still married?
No, we're separated.
You are?
Yeah, I threw India out.
Oh, no, wait just a minute. Let me try to get this straight in my own mind. Now, she blackmailed you in November, but you lived with her all winter. There you were on the air boasting about her pregnancy. And now you admit that you lied along with her all through the trial.
Look, I know it sounds crazy, but...
And what suddenly prompted you to throw her out now?
I just found out that she was trying to poison me.
Well, this is it. We don't get many guests like you around here.
I'm sure of that.
No luggage, I see.
I'm having it sent.
Plan on staying long?
Not if I can help it.
Well, the room's all yours, as long as you pay in advance.
Fine.
Okie dokie. Well, guess I'll be going back to the
Thank
guest
you
now.
ever so much for your hospitality. You know, it's not very often I find innkeepers who make their guests feel so at home.
Right. Well, you know how to reach me.
Yes,
if you
and
need
I will
anything.
not hesitate to call. You know, you have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you.
I have got to get out of here. Philip loves me, whether or not he tries to convince himself otherwise.
One just knows about it.
Mr. Spaulding was hospitalized recently. The doctors found evidence of strychnine in his system.
Well, were any charges brought against Mrs. Spaulding?
Well, no. At the time, Mr. Spaulding claimed that he had ingested that poison accidentally.
But now you're claiming your wife poisoned you deliberately.
Yes.
Do you have multiple versions of every story you tell?
Philip's telling the truth. I found the poison myself, hidden in their house.
Oh, yes, that would be this charge of breaking and entering that Mrs. Spaulding lodged against you.
That's right.
No, Beth was in my house on my request, looking for evidence against India.
That's not in the file. Lieutenant Saunders, has Mr. Spaulding offered that explanation before?
No.
No, I think he's making the whole thing up as he goes along.
I'm telling the truth. Can you prove it? Do you have any evidence to support your story? No. Can you produce the tape?
No!
India has it.
How do you know that?
I just do. She has to.
Do you have any evidence?
No, but I can feel it.
I see. Well, unfortunately for those of us who can't feel it, that's not good enough.
Arson, blackmail, poison. Nah, you're going to have to come up with a lot better story than that, Mr. Spaulding.
They don't believe him because it's not convenient for them.
What?
Oh, the voters are very happy about the outcome of the Lubanacek case. Yes, there's a rich kid getting his face pressed in the dirt by the forces of democracy.
Lieutenant Saunders.
Never mind that the kid is innocent. No. No, what is important here is that our public servants don't want this case reopened in an election year.
Saunders, you have completely lost your objectivity in this case.
Have I?
Yes! I suggest you go out in the hall and think about it. And while you're out there, think about your career.
Good idea.
So, that's the way it is.
We won't leave this room without giving you a chance to convince us. But the way you tell stories, young man, your word alone won't do it.
That's right. You can only produce the tape.
I can't! India must have it. She must have taken it the night Ferris was murdered, after she killed him.
Wait a minute. You're accusing your wife of murder?
Hold it. I think I'm beginning to get this picture. He's getting ready to write off the little woman.
No. Philip's just trying to do the right thing. If you just let him. He wants to get an innocent man out of prison.
Oh, I see it. Isn't it funny that his sudden change of mind just happens to coincide with his accusing his wife of this crime, huh? The wife that he says tried to poison him, yet he didn't report it. The wife that he says he threw out. By the way, when do you move in?
What?
Now, wait a minute. You've got the wrong idea. Philip is telling the truth. He's taking a big risk.
Is he?
Yes, he is. He's admitting things he could go to jail for. Now, that's a pretty stupid way to get rid of your wife, don't you think?
Well, that was a nice try, Spaulding, but it didn't work.
What didn't work?
This little game that you've staged there to impress your girlfriend. Well, I hope she is impressed, because I certainly don't buy it.
Ross.
Oh, what an interesting surprise.
Where's Philip?
I don't know. Been waiting here myself for him.
I guess you're first in line, then. And what did you want to see him about?
Better question is, what do you want to see him about?
I'm his wife, remember? Actually, I was hoping I could talk him into leaving the office early today.
I see. The couple that sins together wins together?
No, I was just hoping to spend a nice leisurely evening with my husband.
How very wifely. Sounds as if the honeymoon is not yet over for you two.
No, far from it.
Still on cloud nine?
Yes, halfway to heaven.
How's the baby?
Very well, thank you. The doctors tell me that they foresee no complications with the pregnancy at all.
Well, it sounds as if you have everything any woman could ever hope for.
Yes, I do. A husband I'm in love with, a baby on its way. I have everything I need.
India, get off it, will you?
What?
I know for a fact that you are not pregnant.
I really appreciate...
Lubana check. And very frankly, I wish you'd settle it among yourselves.
In spite of what he just said,
He hasn't given us any grounds to overturn a felony conviction that was reached under due process of law.
so you're not going to reopen Luchak's case?
Mr. Spaulding's statement has been duly noted. But unless somebody can produce substantial evidence to back it up, such as this alleged tape, no. The Lobodanachek case will not be reopened.
Philip, there must be somebody else at the Attorney General's office that we can go to.
Young lady, the Attorney General himself referred this case to me. My decision is final.
Yes, and I'm afraid that's true of the Commissioner's office, too. Good day, Mr. Spaulding. Miss Raines, and if you take my advice, you'll have a nice, long talk together.
I really thought I could make it all better for you. Beth, please, I did everything I could.
I know. Thanks.
How did you know I wasn't pregnant?
I didn't. But you just told me.
Very clever of you.
Thank you very much. India, you know, it is not nice to lie, but then again, I suppose pregnancy was your only hold on Philip, wasn't it? How long do you think it will be before he throws you out?
He already has.
What?
He's thrown me out of the house. But, Roth, it's all a misunderstanding.
Is it?
Yes, Philip loves me. I know that. And I love him more than anything in this world.
Evidently. Your love sent Lujak to a life imprisonment.
Anything I've done, it was for Philip.
India, come on. I believed that line once, but never again. No, Philip will be far better off without your so-called love.
He needs me.
Oh, please, spare me. Remember, I had a ringside seat watching you lie under oath. And as a result, you sent your own stepbrother, an innocent man, by the way, to prison for life. So if my nephew has come to his senses and seen you for what you really are, he's doing exactly the right thing.
Stop it, Roth.
Philip is finally getting you out of his life. And you know what happens next, don't you?
What?
He'll most likely file for a divorce. And if he does, I'll handle that legal work for free. I'm getting you out of his life. I wouldn't be surprised if he filed for divorce.
No! Philip loves me. And we're going to be together. All I need is the tape.
Brandon, I cannot get... She was giving him an aphrodisiac, if you're ready for that, and it contained strychnine.
Well, I knew it. It had to be something. I knew Philip wouldn't be desperate enough to sleep with that witch of his own volition.
This is no time for speculation. We need action. I want you to talk to Philip and find out exactly what he plans to do now that the honeymoon is over.
Well, I'm one step ahead of you. I spoke with Philip yesterday, and he told me he threw India out of the house, lock, stock, and barrel.
No. Whatever will the poor little mother do? Now she's not only without child, she's without a penny to her name.
Philip was the only person in this town who would protect her. And now that he's turned against her, she's finished.
Unless she decides to use the tape.
Good, Philip's car isn't here. Right where I left you.
Hold it, Liddy. What do you think you're doing?
India might use that tape to blackmail Philip into taking her back. She's made it work for her before.
Well, we must see that it doesn't again. And I know just how to stop her and free Brandon at the same time.
Now, how is that, Alexander?
We let India lead us to the tape.
She won't be doing that willingly.
Of course not. But if she decides to blackmail her way back into Philip's life, she'll need the tape to do it. That means she'll have to take it out of hiding long enough to play it for him, or at least to make a copy. So all we have to do is watch her.
And the second we're sure she has it, we grab her and take the tape.
Once it's in the DA's hands, Brandon's case will be reopened and he'll be found innocent.
You are brilliant. You know that? You're brilliant. Just promise me one thing. Promise me that I can be the one who grabs India. I'd love to break her neck by accident.
Be my guest. There's one thing that could spoil this plan, though. India's not stupid. She'll only use the tape as a last resort. I'm sure she will try every trick in the book to get back into Philip's good graces first. And if she does win him over, then we'll have lost our chance.
But Philip is not stupid either. There's no way he's going to let that woman back into his life. India tried to poison him.
Don't underestimate her. You're being naive if you do. She's very clever.
And no wonder. She had an excellent teacher.
And her sexual charms are quite extraordinary. I assume.
Touché.
Unfortunately, Philip can be seduced. So we have to make sure they stay separated, and that's where you come in.
I think I'm going to like this.
Go talk to Philip again. Find out if there's any chance of a reconciliation between them.
All right. Anything else?
That's all for now.
I'm on my way.
Warren, if they are back together, it's up to you to break them up again.
Count on it.
Let go of me!
As soon as you tell me who you are and what you're doing here, I'll be glad to.
I'm Mrs. Philip Spaulding, and I live here, and I'm having you arrested for trespassing.
Now, let it go, Kevin. Your husband hired us to make sure that nobody enters the house without his permission.
Well, I'm sure that order doesn't apply to his wife.
It especially applies to you, ma'am. Mr. Spaulding left specific instructions that you were not to enter the premises.
Fine. I'll get my things and I'll be on my way.
No, ma'am. Mr. Spaulding said you couldn't take anything out of the house.
I only want the things that were mine. Mine before we were married.
You'll have to take that up with your husband. I have my orders.
Okay, I understand. But if I could trouble you to get my medication from upstairs.
I'm not allowed to leave my post.
I need my pills desperately. I have a heart condition. Now, Philip has no need for the pills at all. Please get them for me. I don't know how much longer I can go on without them.
You want me to go get them?
No. You stay here and keep an eye on Mrs. Spaulding. I'll be right back.
Thank you very much. They're in the medicine cabinet in the master bathroom. My name is on the bottle.
Don't let her out of your sight.
Yes, sir.
Do you think I could sit down? Well, this excitement's getting to me.
Yeah, I guess it's all right.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. But thank you for asking. I only found out about my condition a little while ago. It could be fatal. I could face it if only my husband weren't so ill.
Mr. Spaulding? He didn't look sick to me this morning when I saw him.
Philip is a manic depressive. That's a terrible condition, characterized by horrible mood swings. 1 minute he's loving and tender. The next, he's violent, abusive. I've tried to help him as much as I can, and I'm afraid I can't any more seeing how sick I am.
Is there anything I can do for you?
No. Would you get me a handkerchief from the pantry?
I have.
Oh, wonderful. And thank you. Actually, I could use some water to take my medication. Would you mind?
Oh, sure. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
For someone on the brink of death, you sure made a fast recovery.
I mean, I appreciate you coming by.
not to fall for any of her lines. Pay attention next time. You, lady, out.
No, I have to get something
You deaf?
first.
I said get out.
Please. I'll make it worth your while. Just look the other way for a minute.
You hear that, Kevin? The lady is true to form. Your husband said you'd try to bribe us. The only problem is you're broke.
You don't understand. There's something in this house that belongs to me. It doesn't mean anything to anybody else. Please, let me get it.
This thing that's so important to you, what is it?
It's a...
Well, go on, India. We're all dying to hear what it is you want so much. You're the one who's not welcome here, and in your own home, too. What a terrible shame. You see, Philip told me he threw you out. And from what I overheard, it doesn't sound like anything's changed. Now, call him silly. But it seems that Philip doesn't forgive strychnine poisoning as easily as he forgives blackmail.
You poisoned your husband?
You're wasting your time if you're trying to get in here. Go back to your belfry.
Fine. But you're coming with me. You're not allowed here either.
Wanna bet?
Mr. Andrews is on a list of approved visitors.
Let me show you to the door.
I assure you, Warren, this isn't over yet.
Too bad you didn't get the tape.
Tape? What tape, Warren?
You don't fool me, India. Not for 1 minute. No, India.
I'm surprised she would admit they're separate.
Oh, she didn't. Philip hired guards to keep her out of the house in case she came back.
And she did?
Yes, she did. When I arrived, she was begging the guards to let her come in and get something.
Let me guess. The tape.
Obviously, it's still hidden somewhere in the house.
Well, wherever it is, we haven't been able to find it. We'll just have to wait for India to get it for us.
Nuh-uh. She's not allowed in the house anymore.
Oh, come now, Warren. You know India as well as I do. She won't let a few guards keep her out. Sooner or later, she'll figure out a way to get into that house. And when she does, we'll be waiting for her and the tape.
Is incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Unbelievable. The costumes, unbelievable.
You know, it's really a great show. Bottom line, it's a great show.
I loved it more than Disneyland. Fantastic.
Cats now and forever at the Winter Garden Theater. Call Telecharge for tickets. 212-239-6200.
I love cats.
I messed up on the witness stand.
You told the truth, that's all.
Yeah, but it didn't help Lou Jack. I said I saw him standing over the body with a gun and what he said to Andy.
We all did. We had to. That's what happened.
Yeah, but that lady lawyer twisted it around. She made it sound so bad.
Gina, you couldn't help that. She did that to everybody.
I had kept my eyes open. The party. I could have seen who did it. I could have cleared Lou Jack.
The lights were off. You couldn't see anything.
Yeah, nobody could, Gina.
Well, I guess.
Look, believe me, Gina, I've gone over it 1,000,000 times myself.
Yeah, well, at least you were paying attention. I just spaced out after I heard that music.
I didn't hear anything.
I did. It was weird, you know. It was dark, and everyone was talking about Andy being dead. And then I heard this funny music, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
What kind of music?
Oh, quiet, sort of tinkly. You know, like the kind you hear when you open a music box.
Floyd, do you think...
Yeah, I do.
The music box!
So much for what?
For helping Lou Jack. I did?
Yes, you did.
When he's released, you'll be the first one he thanks.
Really? For what?
For being smart. You're the only one in the room who remembered about the music. Thanks.
I was, wasn't I?
You were wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, look, we did it.
I feel so much better now, Beth.
Oh, great. I'm glad, Gina. Thank you so much. Careful. Oh, boy, we did it. We know where the tape is.
India put it in the music box.
Uh-huh. After she killed Andy Ferris, she took the tape, and then she slid away from the group and put it there.
And then she went to Alexandra's house after the murder. She switched the two music boxes, took the one with the tape in, and left hers as the substitute.
That's got to be it, Floyd. It's the only thing that makes sense.
The question is, Where's that music box now?
Well, it was in her house when we broke... Oh, Floyd, I had it right in my hands.
Well, it won't be there now.
Well, you think India took it with her when Philip kicked her out?
She had to. She couldn't afford to leave it behind.
Well, we've got to get it, Floyd.
And fast. There's no telling what India would do with that tape now.
Floyd, you've got to meet me before the show starts.
I'll be there one way or the other.
Okay, now if you have the tape, we'll get a message to Lujak backstage.
Telling him to sit tight, that he may get a new trial.
Right. And if you don't have the tape, we've got to go through with the escape.
Don't worry, Beth. I'll get to India. I'll make her give me that tape.
I hope you can.
I'll do whatever it takes. India's not going to get away this time. She's going to get what she deserves. I'll see to that. Lujak's going to be a free man.
Lloyd, oh, I don't know what I'd do without you.
I hope you never have to find out.
Lloyd.
I just want you to know that I care about you. You've been hurt so much lately. It's been driving me crazy to watch people like Philip in India and Ferris drag you over the coals. It's not right. I want to protect you. I want to take care of you. I want to get you out of this stinking mess.
You don't have to do that.
I know I don't have to. But I'm going to. Don't get me wrong, Beth. I just want to be your friend.
You are.
I'm going to get India for you, Beth. I promise you I will.
I'm having the locks changed in the morning. Obviously just in time.
Philip, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to see you.
Well, take a good look and make it your last.
No, don't be like that. I've had a lot of time to think about us.
Really? How depressing.
And I realized how badly I've treated you. I never should have lied to you about the baby.
Among other things.
And I never should have used the aphrodisiac. Philip, I'm sorry. I had no idea there was poison in it. I'd never do anything to endanger your health.
I don't want your apology, India. But actually, I'm rather glad you're here.
You are?
Mm-hmm. We have some unfinished business.
What kind of business? Well, I'm glad to see you're smiling. I always said there was nothing between us that we couldn't resolve with a nice long talk.
Oh, don't misunderstand me, India. We don't have anything to talk about.
But I thought you just said that we...
No. You see, I've just noticed that my house is cluttered with your personal effects. And I really do hate being reminded of my mistakes.
Mistakes?
Mm-hmm. So you see, the sooner you pack up your things and get out, the better.
You were at the party.
Right.
Well, we're a perfect match.
God, I hope not.
We both have the same tastes, the same ambitions.
No, India. I want happiness.
So do I.
No, you don't. You want power. That's something entirely different.
No. All I want to do is save our marriage.
You call this a marriage?
Philip, I can make you happy. I know I can. I have before.
No, you haven't. You just confused me about what I really wanted.
You mean Beth Raines?
Anyone I could trust at this point would be a welcome change.
How can you say that after all I've done for you?
After all you've done to me, I wouldn't trust you to lick a stamp from me, more or less, be my wife.
All right. If I can't win you with promises, I'll win you with threats.
See what I mean? You always use the power play, don't you?
Nope. I play whatever cards are in my hand. And right now, I have the tape.
You have the tape?
That's right. And if you don't let me back into our house and into your heart, I swear I'll use it to destroy you.
Well, that's...
have the tape.
Now, I believe you. See, that's what's funny. Bethany and Alex were right. You had the tape all along.
Fortunately, I know what to take care of. That's important. Insurance for both of us.
Tell me, just out of curiosity, did you kill Fort?
How I got the tape is unimportant.
Somehow I think Andy Ferris would disagree with you.
What matters now is that I have it. And I'll use it. Don't you dare mock me, Philip.
I'm sorry. I know I should be terrified, India, but this is almost too good. You see, your tape is worthless.
Don't you wish?
I confessed, India.
You did what?
Confessed. You know, owned up, spilled the beans.
Who did you tell?
The police, of course.
What did you tell them?
Everything. About the explosion at Lou Jack's club, about what was on the tape, about how you blackmailed me into marrying you, even about the poison in the aphrodisiac.
You are insane!
Gee, that's funny. You know, I don't feel insane. Actually, I've never felt better. Must be my clear conscience. You should try one sometime.
Philip, you made it. You were in the clear. Why in the world would you risk your life? It was Beth, wasn't it? Oh, dear God, it's always Beth.
Dear, I don't think she despises me anymore.
This fatal fascination for Beth Raines, I will never understand till the day I die.
No, I suppose you won't.
Philip, she's an unambitious provincial virgin. Do you know what a virgin is?
I probably remember better than you.
It's someone who hasn't done anything. She's an incomplete woman, Philip. You've supplied her with all the allure from your own imagination.
That's what makes her so sweet.
No, that's what makes her so dangerous. Beth leads men on. She provokes conflicts and she provokes murder.
I don't think that you are in any position to discuss murder.
I'm the only one in this room thinking clearly. Now, you've put us both in jeopardy by your self-indulgent, gallant confession. How could you be so stupid?
I had nothing more to lose.
You call losing your wife nothing?
Losing? I'm throwing you away. I'm just sorry that I didn't do it sooner.
I'm not going anywhere.
When I get back, I want you packed and gone.
You'll regret this, Philip. All the years you rot in prison.
And it seems that you're wrong about that too, India. You see, my confession hasn't put anyone in jeopardy, least of all me.
Why not?
Because the police didn't believe a word I said.
No, maybe they don't believe your confession now, Philip, dear. But they will. Now give them this. You will not be thrown out. If I can't have you, no one will.